Today, I am Valora Antonia G. Aguilar, a secondary school teacher at Azagra High School. Now, I will be discussing on result-focused workforce with my co-facilitator, Ms. Adorable Venice F. Rasay, who is a master teacher of Azagra High School. We hope that we will be able to deliver your expectations. And before I will start our presentation, please empty your cups for now as we take in new learnings and new insights. First objective for today's topic is to define workforce, workforce capacity, workforce capability, and workforce engagement. Second is to differentiate result-focused individual from performance-minded individual. Third is identify the workforce objectives. Let me read to you a quotation from Deming, which states that no organization can survive without good people, people who are improving. The human resource is the only one that competitors cannot copy, and the only one that can synergize. That is, produce output is greater than the sum of its parts. So what can we infer of this quotation? Alright, so I'm sure every one of you must be thinking that we teachers, along with our superiors, are the backbone of the educational system, right? Now moving forward, let me show you a video clip.
Has anyone ever told you that you need to have a clear goal in order to achieve something or get better? According to modern learning science, the opposite is true. For example, the best surfers are not those that train to win a prize or to be featured in a glossy magazine, but those that play with the waves every day because they love it. This technique argues that to get better at something, focus on the process of learning and not the outcome, a product too far away to motivate you. In a Stanford University design experiment, a pottery teacher split the class into two groups. The first group focused on making as many clay pots as they wanted. The second on making one single very beautiful pot. At the end, the teacher graded the pots and announced a winner. The results were clear. All the best pots came from students that made many pots, not those that tried making one single winning piece of art. To optimize process learning, set a fixed study time in which you focus on the material for, say, 25 minutes a day. In that time, don't try to reach a certain goal, like reading an entire chapter. Just learn for the exact amount of time that you set yourself, then stop. Process learning will help you feel more relaxed during your study and give you a sense of accomplishment once you are done. The very fact that you are interrupted in the middle of your practice before reaching a milestone keeps interest up and increases the motivation to continue the next day. To maximize process learning, watch our general learning tips. Please let us know what you think about this learning technique by leaving a comment in the section below. For more techniques, visit us on Facebook, YouTube, or at sproutsschools.com.
Okay, so thank you for listening. So based on the video presented, what can you infer? For me, the video depicts that learning is a process, right? It's clearly stated there. So in order for us to reach our goal, we need to follow the process of learning at our own pace with no pressure. In that way, learning is really authentic, right? Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. So let us define workforce. Workforce refers to everyone who is actively involved in accomplishing the work of an organization. In the educational system, it encompasses teachers, teacher in charge, school heads, principals, educational supervisors, assistant schools division superintendent, the school's superintendent, undersecretary, and the secretary of the Department of Education, and others that I failed to mention, right? So the workforce encompasses paid employees as well as volunteers and contract employees. That includes supervisors at all levels. Now, what is workforce capability? Workforce capability refers to the DepEd organization's ability to accomplish its work processes through the knowledge, skills, abilities, and competencies of its people. Capability also means that these includes the ability to build or sustain relationships with the superiors, teachers, students, parents or guardians, and other stakeholders. They can innovate, transition to new technologies, develop new educational programs and services, and work processes to meet changing educational needs and demands, especially in this time of pandemic. What about workforce capacity? So workforce capacity refers to the educational system's ability to ensure enough teachers who are competent and driven to accomplish learning processes and successfully deliver programs and services to address students' needs. What about workforce engagement? So workforce engagement refers to the extent of workforce commitment, both emotional and intellectual, to accomplish the work, mission, vision of the Department of Education. Engagement also means that teachers find personal meaning and motivation in teaching as a profession, actively involved in and committed to their work, feel that their jobs are important as molder of the youth, know that their opinions and ideas have value, and often go beyond their immediate job responsibilities for the good of their clientele. Now let us differentiate result-focused individual from performance-based individual. So a result-focused individual works to achieve an outcome rather than focus on the process it takes to get there. It is about aligning the employee's key skills and setting plans for the delivery of certain results. The following slides will show the attributes of a result-focused individual. So first is he achieves those results in order to be successful in the field of teaching. Second, he continuously sets realistic goals. Third is very open-minded. Fourth is has strong relationship building skills with his or her superior and co-teachers. Fifth is demonstrates flexible approaches to cater the diverse needs of the student. Now, these characteristics are present in a result-focused individual. Now, let us take a look on a performance-minded individual. So, a performance-minded individual works to achieve a valuable strategic process to get tasks done efficiently. Number one focuses on doing a good quality teaching, like teaching students in selecting, developing, adapting, and implementing appropriate instructional methods and techniques, and using available resources to provide for academic achievement. Betters their abilities consistently and looks for improved strategies to help advance the educational system. He is highly motivated, adapts new trends in teaching to meet the new normal brought about by the pandemic. Okay, now these are the result focused objectives that can be found in the IPCRF. Number one is achieves results with optimal use of time and resources most of the time. Second is avoids rework, mistakes, and wastage through effective work methods by placing organizational needs before personal needs. Third is delivers error-free outputs most of the time by conforming to standard operating procedures correctly and consistently, able to produce very satisfactory quality of work in terms of usefulness, acceptability, and completeness with no supervision required. Last one is expresses a desire to do better and may express frustration at waste or inefficiency, may focus on new or more precise ways of meeting goals set. The last one is make specific changes in the system or in own work methods to improve performance. Examples may include doing something better, faster, at a lower cost, most efficiently, or improving quality customer satisfaction, morale, without setting any specific goal. These are the core skills. First is set clear goals. Two, provide resources and tools. Three, improve communication. Now, why do we need to set our clear goals? Setting clear and accurate objectives is the very first step you need in the teaching and learning process. Unless you are clear with your objectives, you will never arrive at the desired result or end, which is to make learning happen. Number two, provide resources and tools. Okay, why do we need to provide resources and tools? Proper technology and resources, depending on the modality of teaching instruction, is highly critical nowadays to be able to effectively deliver the goods to the learners considering the changes in the learning environment due to the health crisis the world is experiencing right now. Improve communication. Communication is highly effective in the workplace because it is how relevant information is passed, especially in the field of teaching, wherein our knowledge and skills are directly cascaded to our students. We should always communicate and obtain feedback with students in a manner that enhances student learning and understanding with parents and staff. Clearly and accurately communicate with administration, colleagues, students, parents, and larger academic community to improve academic outcomes for all students. We also need to collaborate with the principal to develop and execute professional growth plan. As teachers, we also need to engage in self-initiated, focused, reflective work like action research, critical collaboration, case study, or learning lab. Moving on with result-oriented. Result-oriented is a term used to describe an individual or organization that focuses on outcome rather than process, used to produce a product or deliver a service. As such, several processes are used where the most effective and economical process is identified. Result orientation. Always keep the focus on achieving results as per the goals set. Define all the related tasks and activities in terms of the results to be achieved. Then put the required efforts and time needed to accomplish those tasks and activities. While focusing on the results, also maintain the required process orientation for quality results. Even contribute to improving the processes. Improve effectiveness and efficiency of working in order to achieve better productivity of all the resources, including time. Overcome the resistance and obstacles, if any, in meeting the desired goals. While focusing on the results, also maintain the required process orientation for quality results. Even contribute to improving the processes. Improve effectiveness and efficiency of working in order to achieve better productivity of all the resources, including time. Overcome the resistance and obstacles, if any, in meeting the desired goals. Make sure to maintain teamwork and team building, particularly in the work involving interdependencies. Now, these are the pitfalls to be avoided in result orientation. Compromising on quality. Disrupting teamwork and team building, particularly in the work involving interdependencies. Short-circuiting the processes and compromising on quality and other standards. Eyeing short-term results at the cost of long-term implications. Not sharing success with colleagues who also contributed to achieving the results. Okay, so one can never go wrong in using the SMART objective. Okay, to make sure your goals are clear and reachable, each one should be specific, like simple, sensible, and significant. Measurable, it should be meaningful and motivating. Achievable, it's going to be attainable. Relevant, reasonable, realistic, and result as well as result based. Time bound is time based, time limited, time cost limited, timely, time sensitive. Okay, SMART is an effective tool that provides the clarity, focus, and motivation you need to achieve your goals. It can also improve your ability to reach them by encouraging you to define your objectives and set a completion date. SMART goals are also easy to use by anyone, anywhere, without the need for specialist tools or training. Now, how to create a result-focused learning environment. Getting everybody in the school community to focus on results for students is hard, but it's one of the most powerful ways for principals to improve instruction. One of the responsibilities of school leadership teams with the strongest correlation to improve student achievement in the area of monitoring and evaluating the effectiveness of school practices and their impact on student learning. So, no matter what challenges your school faces in this age of heightened accountability, creating and maintaining a result focused learning environment is more important than ever. Now, the key idea one, to have a result focused environment is that schools should develop a culture of public practice regarding student and school data. That is, um, gathering example of anecdotal record and the school report card. This way of doing things is literally old school, and we think that it's one of the first concepts that must be addressed to create a results focused environment. Because when the practice of teaching, leading, and learning is brought out in the open, individuals are committed to openly share ideas for improving the educational environment for students, and student data is displayed and discussed by all. Teaching is a highly complex and sophisticated endeavor, so a culture of public and reflective practice is essential. We say this because the practice of sophisticated endeavors only improves when it is open for public scrutiny. So, to ensure equitable outcomes for all students, we must be willing to trust our colleagues. We need to be open, even if we are just talking like casually. Okay, so how can we open our practice in a way that is constructive and promotes growth? One specific way to develop a culture of public practice is to create and maintain a year-long professional development calendar based on the use of student data to determine an areas of focus. Now, this calendar is an organizational tool for the leadership team and staff that captures the work that supports student achievement efforts and teacher growth and highlights meaningful connections to keep the focus on teaching and learning. Idea number two is a collaborative culture and structure where data is discussed and acted upon should be present. Example of which are meetings like group discussions or LAC sessions. So these collaborative structures should have two primary purposes. First, to analyze and discuss data, and second, to act upon school data. Although many of the discussions might revolve around student achievement, like collaborative structures can be organized to examine any school data, including school culture, teacher data, and other data sources that school leaders can access. All of us in schools know that time for team meetings is short, so we should be clear about how much time we are spending on discussing and acting upon a data. Key idea number 3, a structure of continuous improvement is in place that goes beyond the typical school improvement planning cycle. Example of which is the continuous improvement plan. Now these are the classification of motivation theory. What we have here is the classification of motivation theories. Why is motivation important? Well, motivation is essential to the operation of organizations and classroom activities. According to B.F. Skinner, motivation in school learning involves arousing, persisting, sustaining, and directing desirable behavior. While according to Woodworth, motivation is the state of the individual which disposes him to certain behavior for seeking goal. Now, the characteristics of motivation includes personal and internal feeling, the art of stimulating someone to pursue goal. Motivation can either be positive or negative, right? But it is system oriented. It is a sort of bargaining. Okay, so before we will end our session, let me just do a wrap up based on the discussions. So let's watch the video. Okay, for your application, we would like you to answer your study notebook by completing the phrases below based on your realization and the topic being discussed. I learned that, I realized that, and I commit to. That would be all. Thank you, and we hope that you have gained knowledge based on our topic for today. Bye.